Welcome back to another episode of the Cracked Open Podcast. I am your host, Goddess Telly. It is August the 11th, 2026. Receive the reflection. Where is the accountability? That is all I kept saying today. Where is the accountability? Where is the accountability? Rich Rising, everybody. It's not even Rich Rising anymore, but I still got to get this out of me. It ain't a Rich Rising, but guess what? It's a Rich Tuesday. Tuesday. You understand? I am your host, Goddess Telly, and welcome back to another episode of the Cracked Open Podcast. It is 811. Someone please call 811. Tell them I just been shot down and the bullet is in my heart. Shout out to my cousin Shaquana. Born on a Sunday, big Leo energy, born at 555. You understand? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? So that's crazy. Today is Tuesday. Today's my cousin Shaquana's birthday. Big Mars energy. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? So, listen, it is Mars Day. Big root chakra energy. Red, action, movement, courage, foundation. And our word for the month of August is what, ladies and gentlemen? Receive. But today, I want to crack open another side of receiving, shall we? We've been talking about receiving all month long, right? Because everybody wants to receive. Everybody wants to receive when we're talking about money. Everybody wants to receive when we're talking about love. Everybody wants to receive when we're talking about support, opportunities, recognition, blessings. But baby, let me tell y'all this. Can you receive the reflection though? Can you receive the reflection? Reflection, Telly, what you mean? Can you receive accountability? Can you receive somebody telling you, hey, you dropped the ball. You fucked up. You cost us the championship game. You understand? Can you receive that? And instead of immediately explaining, instead of immediately defending, instead of immediately blaming or pointing the finger somewhere else, can you say, you know what? I did. I fucked up. I cost us the game. Because I feel like that part of receiving this month is also receiving the truth about ourselves. So today, where is the accountability? You know what I say? Where is the love? The love is in the accountability. Where is the accountability? Today's numerology number is universal today. It's not only is a 2-day, but it's Tuesday. You understand? Because it's 8/11/2026. That's a 20. So that's another reason why you may hear me extra elevated, because it's a 2-day. I know my birthday, September 20th. You understand? 2-day. I get very, very amplified on a 2-day. Okay. So today is universal Tuesday. It's also Tuesday. 2 is partnership. 2 is relationships. Cooperation. That's what 2 is. Reciprocity is 2. Balance. Listening. Learning how to work with somebody besides your damn self. You know, that's what the 2 is. Like, I just got me. Yeah, now you got me. What we talking about? What we talking about? And I love that we're having this accountability conversation on a universal Tuesday, because whenever we're dealing with a relationship, not just a sexual partner, not just your wife or your husband, not your boyfriend or your girlfriend, but I'm talking about also friendships, partnerships, business relationships, a community. There is more than one person involved, okay? It is not always about you, Otis. And that's crazy because my daughter just sent me that clip today. It ain't about you, Otis. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. My daughter legit just sent me a clip of that. So there is more than one person involved, okay? This ain't just about you. So why is the story always, look at what they did? Okay, what the fuck did you do? What didn't you do? Where did you stop communicating? Where did you stop showing up? Where did you drop the ball? Universal Tuesday says, look at the relationship. Mars Tuesday is telling you, do something about that shit. Do something about what you see. I'm just talking about Tuesday. You understand? Action. Tuesday belongs to Mars. Root chakra. Red. Action. Courage. Movement. And this is important because accountability without action is just awareness. You can say, I know I need to do better. Period. You can say that shit. I know I need to do better. Okay, well, Mars is asking you, when are you going to do better? You know, you can say, I know I fucked up. Okay. And then Mars going to hit your ass back and say, okay, what's changing? I know I haven't been consistent. Okay. What are you doing differently then? Because accountability isn't just admitting something. Accountability is, I see it, I own that shit, and I correct that shit. Mars is telling you to move. So today's planetary energy. Today we are working with the sun in Leo, the moon is in Cancer, Mercury is in Cancer, Venus is in Virgo, Mars is in Taurus, and Saturn is in Pisces. Now look at all that water. It's just water. It's just water. You got the moon in Cancer. You got Mercury in Cancer. You got Jupiter in Cancer. Then you got Saturn in Pisces. We've got emotions all up through this motherfucker. You remember, what's her name? She said, cheese all up and through this motherfucker. We got emotions all through this motherfucker. But the sun is in Leo. And that's important. Leo is telling you, show yourself. Confidence, identity, heart, expression, visibility. But accountability is asking you, hey, what are you actually showing? Because sometimes we want everybody to see us, but we don't want to even see ourselves. Oh, please. With the sun being in Leo, you need to see yourself too. That Leo energy can shine for shit sure. That Leo energy, it can create, it can lead, it can say, here I am. But today's message isn't only about being seen by everybody else. Can you see you? Can you see where you're amazing? Absolutely. Celebrate yourself. But can you also see where you fucked up? Can you see where you need improvement? Can you see where your pride gets in the way? Can you see where somebody might actually have a fucking point? Because confidence isn't pretending you're never wrong. That's not why the lion is the king of the safari, right? Like, confidence isn't pretending that you're never wrong. Real confidence can say, hey, I was wrong, and I still know that I am worthy. That's power right there. You can be wrong and worthy at the same damn time, right? You can be wrong and still worth about a nickel or two. You understand? Then we got that Cancer energy. Feel it without hiding behind that shit. Like I always say, emotions make you cry sometimes. Emotions make you cry sometimes. We've got the moon in Cancer. We got Mercury and Jupiter in Cancer. Emotions, memory, home, safety, nurturing, protection. But sometimes when we feel threatened, we protect ourselves by immediately becoming defensive. Somebody says, you hurt me. And instead of receiving it, you say, well, you hurt me too. Somebody says, you didn't show up. Well, nobody shows up for me. Somebody says, you haven't been supporting me. Well, nobody supports my shit. I was just in somebody else's live and they complaining about their community not fucking pulling up on them. Nigga, you don't even pull up on yourself. You're not even showing up for yourself. Like, can you receive what this person just said? Like, yes, nobody showed up to your shit, right? But you haven't even received the first intake. Like, you haven't been supporting me. And then, well, nobody supports my shit. Wait a minute. We can get to that, right? But right now, can you receive what this person just said? You don't have to agree with every accusation. You do not have to agree with every accusation that somebody makes. But you can listen long enough to determine, hey, is there anything here that belongs to me? And I'm just talking about that Cancer energy instead of you getting all defensive and whatnot. You understand? Then we got Mars in Taurus. Action me, baby. Action does not have to be chaotic with this Taurus. Everybody just think that the Taurus is just so about to ram into some shit, about to fuck something up. Bull Don't Beg. Y'all be sure to stream Bull Don't Beg by Goddess Telly, available on all streaming platforms. But Mars is in Taurus. Action does not have to be chaotic. You do not have to be a bull in a China store or whatever the saying is, right? When we got Mars in Taurus, Mars wants action. We all know Mars is action, 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 action. Taurus is saying slow your ass down with that action, right? Move intentionally, move steady, move with purpose, because action doesn't always mean doing something dramatic. Sometimes action is just making a phone call. Sometimes action is sending the apology. Sometimes action is just taking your ass to bed. Sometimes action is actually just creating a schedule. Posting the content, doing the content, recording the content, following through, setting that boundary, eating different, saving money, keeping your word. Small and sturdy wins the race. You understand? You don't need a dramatic transformation every motherfucking Tuesday. You just need consistent movement. You better not be sitting on your hands on no goddamn Tuesday. What we talking about? Because now we got Saturn in Pisces, more water. And it's telling you to get structured, to get disciplined. Put some structure around that energy. Put some structure around that movement. Saturn in Pisces brings yet another layer. Emotions need boundaries too. You understand? Compassion needs boundaries. Giving needs boundaries. Helping needs boundaries. Because if you keep pouring until you're fucking empty, eventually you're going to start blaming everybody else for drinking from your cup. You keep offering your fucking cup. Sometimes the person you need to hold accountable is yourself for not saying enough. I had enough. I'm about to drink this goddamn drop. You understand? Now, I do want to get into the main conversation. The main conversation is, where is the accountability? You understand? Where is the accountability? Because I'm tired of going into people's room. I'm tired of going into people's lives, going into y'all rooms, listening to people complain. Nobody supports me. Nobody comes into my room. Nobody buys my shit. Nobody shares my content. Nobody checks on me. Nobody pours into me. Nobody helps me. Okay. Nobody. What the fuck? Are we keep sweat out here? The bigger question is, are you supporting yourself? Where is your accountability? Because you can't keep putting everything on everybody else. You want people showing up consistently. Are you being consistent? You want people sharing your content. Bitch, are you sharing and promoting your content? Are you sharing and promoting your shit? You want people investing in your business, but are you investing in your business? You want community, so you say, but are you participating in the community? You want people to check in on you. Who the fuck are you checking in on? You understand? You want everybody to pour into your cup. Okay, that's fine. But what are you pouring? What are we talking about right now? Receive doesn't mean gimme. That's something I really want to make clear this month. Because people saying, oh, we're in receive mode. Yeah, but I don't listen. This is a different type of receive. Receive does not mean everybody give me something. No. Receiving also requires being in position to receive. And sometimes accountability is what puts you in position. Maybe the opportunity didn't work because you weren't prepared. Maybe the business isn't moving because you aren't promoting it. Maybe people don't know what you offer because you never tell any fucking body. Maybe people stopped supporting because you stopped engaging. Maybe the relationship just broke down because both of you stopped tending to the goddamn relationship. Sometimes everybody else isn't the villain. Sometimes you drop the ball too. And the moment we can acknowledge that part, now we can do something about it, because it is Tuesday, you understand? So receive the reflection. Everybody loves receive. When it's you're beautiful, receive. You're talented, receive. Here's some money, receive. You got an opportunity, receive. Okay, right? Because we can receive all of that. Now receive, you were wrong, receive. You did not communicate, receive. You didn't show up, receive. You were not prepared, receive. You expected something from me that you weren't even giving to yourself. Can you receive that? Because growth sometimes arrives looking like correction. And if you can only receive what feels good, you're not receiving, you're selecting. And this is another thing that I've been thinking about. People can't see the sea. People can't see the sea. S-E-A. And I cannot make you see the sea. I can walk you right up to it. I can point at it. I can show you the reflection. I can say, look. And you still might say, I don't see it. I can't make you see where things went wrong. I can't make you recognize your contribution. I cannot force accountability onto somebody. I can show you. I can explain it. I can hold the mirror up, but I cannot make you look into it. And eventually I have to have accountability with myself. Why am I exhausting myself trying to make somebody see something they're not ready to receive? Put the mirror down, Telly. Life will show their ass. And I don't want accountability turning into self-abuse either, okay? You drop the ball, now what, right? Don't turn that shit into self-abuse, because you'll drop the ball and then you'll not want to forgive yourself. You call yourself stupid, you hit yourself on the head, and all the time. I don't want accountability turning into self-abuse, okay? That's not why I'm having these conversations. If you drop the ball, like if I dropped the ball, I dropped it. That doesn't mean I'm worthless. It doesn't mean I'm stupid. It does not mean that I'm a failure. No, it just means I dropped the fucking ball. Now, you dropped the ball. Now, action. Now, pick it back up. That's accountability. I dropped it. We pick it back up. Pick up what you dropped. That's accountability. You don't need to spend 6 months to a year beating yourself up about something you could spend today correcting. Own that shit. Learn from that shit. Correct that shit. And then move that shit. That's Mars energy. So today's surrender card, surrender to rest and surrender to sleep. Now look at that. Surrender to rest and sleep to prevent burnout. Slow down. Honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. And I'm like, wait, what? Because we're sitting here talking about accountability, and we're talking about Mars, and we're talking about action, and this card is saying go to bed. This card is saying go to bed. Hold, please. But apparently accountability isn't only about picking up the ball. Sometimes accountability is realizing, hey, I've been carrying too many damn balls. My business, my content, my money, my family, my relationships, everybody else's problem. Everybody's calling. Everybody's needing something. Everybody's wanting something. And then I'm asking, why can't I concentrate? Why don't I feel creative? Why am I irritated? Baby, when did you sleep? Not lay in the bed scrolling. Actual rest, actual quiet, actual peace, sleep, rejuvenation. Because you can't keep screaming, go, 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 go at your body and then get mad when your body eventually says, no, 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 no. You understand? The second card that we have is raise your vibration. And I instantly thought about general symbol, raise your vibration. And that's where I went. And maybe that's part of the message. Remember who you are. Because you can't get so caught up in who didn't support me, who disappointed me, what went wrong, where I dropped the ball at, who left, who stayed, what didn't work, that you forget who the fuck you are. Listen to your body. This card talks about the body. If you have experiencing headaches, belly aches, physical discomfort, feeling run down, and here's how I'm receiving this message. Listen to your body. Now, let me say this clearly. If you're dealing with physical symptoms, pain, or something concerning, get it checked out. We are not sitting here blaming every physical condition on somebody else's vibration. Okay? But we can ask, what have I been carrying emotionally? What haven't I expressed? What old pattern am I repeating? What am I feeding myself mentally? Where am I constantly criticizing myself? Where am I punishing myself instead of correcting myself? Because remember this, accountability is not self-hatred, okay? I can say I handled that wrong without saying I'm a terrible person. I can say I need to do better without treating myself like shit until I improve. So what does raising your vibration actually look like? People will say, raise your vibration. Okay, how? Today, raising your vibration looks like getting some sleep, drinking some water, moving your body, eating something that supports your body. Watch what you're consuming mentally. Watch who's constantly assessing your energy. Who has access to your energy? Stop rehearsing the same painful story every fucking morning. Stop talking to yourself like you're somebody that you fucking hate. Release something. You understand? Create that boundary. Do something that makes you laugh. You can put some music on. You can dance. You can go outside. You can breathe. And here's another word. The other word is discipline. Because raising your vibration isn't pretending everything is sunshine and fucking rainbows. Sometimes raising your vibration is having enough discipline to say, hey, this pattern isn't helping me any fucking more. And then doing something about that fucking pattern. So we got accountability and we have rest. And now I see today's entire message. Receive, accountability, action, rest, and raising your vibration. So maybe today's message isn't do fucking more, even though that's Mars energy. Maybe it's not do fucking more. Maybe today's message is just do better with your fucking energy. Action without rest becomes burnout. That's just, you just riding on fumes, right? Accountability without compassion, that becomes punishment. Giving without receiving, that just empties your pockets. Receiving without accountability can turn into fucking entitlement, okay? So we need balance. And look at that on this universal day too. Balance, partnership, reciprocity. Baby, the message keep messaging, okay? So today's affirmation is, I receive the reflection without attacking myself. I receive the reflection without attacking myself. I take accountability for what belongs to me. You dropped it, pick that shit the fuck up. I release responsibility for what does not belong to me. I support myself. I show up for myself. I honor my body's need for rest. I listen when my body speaks. I do not have to earn rest through exhaustion, okay? Oh, I'm tired, so I'm going to rest. I make healthier choices for my mind. I make healthier choices for my body. I make healthier choices for my spirit. I receive correction. I receive support. I receive rest. I receive growth. And when I drop the fucking ball, I pick that motherfucker back up. And when I need to put the ball down, guess what? I rest. So today's journal prompts are, where have you dropped the ball? Question, pick it up. What am I blaming on another person that I actually have some responsibility for? Am I asking people to support something I'm not supporting myself? Hello? How do I respond when somebody gives me correction? Do I listen first or do I immediately defend myself? I'm just asking the questions. The answer ain't for me, it's for you. You understand? What behavior have I apologized for but still haven't changed? That's one of my favorite questions right there. Where am I exhausting myself trying to make somebody see the sea? You know what they say? You can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink. So where are you exhausting yourself trying to make somebody else see the sea? I came up with that today. You understand? What has your body been trying to tell you? You understand? And the last question is, if I removed everybody else's name from the story, what part would still belong to me? You guys are listening to the Cracked Open podcast with Goddess Telly. You understand? If anything resonated with you, tell a friend to tell a friend. Be sure to subscribe to Goddess Telly. Matter of fact, I changed the name. We are officially now the Cracked Open Podcast on YouTube. You understand? Be sure to follow the Cracked Open Podcast on all streaming platforms. Be sure to check out my music, Goddess Telly, everywhere. Y'all can catch me on Epic. Y'all can catch me on Bigo. Be sure to visit MondayBoardMentality.com. And remember, over here, between Sunday to Sunday, you understand? We're building community over here. We water the people over here. We help each other bloom over here, okay? Bring your watering, okay? Bring your water. Don't walk into every room asking, hey, what are y'all doing? Or what are y'all going to do for me? What the fuck? What are you fucking bringing to the table? What you bringing to the picnic? What are you bringing? What is the energy exchange? Give, receive, participate, and rest when you need to. So on this Mars Tuesday energy, where is the accountability? Universal Day 2 is saying, look at your relationships and reciprocity, okay? The root chakra is saying, check the foundation. Mars is telling you to take action. The sun in Leo is telling you to see yourself. All that Cancer energy is saying, feel what needs to be felt, okay? Mars is in Taurus, and that is telling you to move intentionally, not like a bull in a goddamn china shop. You can move, but move intentionally, right? Saturn is in Pisces. A lot of water in this motherfucker. You understand? Put some boundaries, but put some water on that shit. Put some boundaries around your energy. Put some boundaries around your energy. The surrender card says rest and raise your vibration. Remember who you are and make choices that support you. And again, all August, receive the compliment, receive the money, receive the support, receive the opportunity, but also receive the fucking correction, receive the reflection, receive the responsibility, receive the fact that maybe you dropped the fucking ball, and then pick that motherfucker back up, okay? Because if you're exhausted, but if you're exhausted, put it down, get some rest, it'll be there. I don't know if y'all remember the episode on Martin when I think he had to move out of his house or some shit, and he was selling all his shit. He was like, this stuff will be here tomorrow. The ball will be there for you to pick up tomorrow, okay? The person kept knocking on the fucking door. It's okay. You can get to it till fucking tomorrow. Put it down. Get some rest. It will be there for you. It will be there when you wake up. Stop trying to make everybody see the fucking sea. You can show them to the water. You can show them the reflection, but you cannot force somebody to see what they aren't ready to see. Your accountability is your growth. Their accountability belongs to them. Take what you need, leave what you don't. If anything resonated with you, tell a friend to tell a friend. Oh, please.